What is happening, everybody, and welcome back to Park Lane Podcast, episode number 77. 77 podcasts already. Unbelievable. So, first of all, thank you all for tuning in and listening, watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff, because we're still here and we ain't going nowhere. This podcast, as always, is sponsored by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com and use the code ParkLane20 for 20% off plus free shipping. Manscaped are a global male grooming brand. Sorry about that. That offer a wide range of products, including the Lawnmower 5.0, which is absolutely incredible, and you can have a stress-free shave, whenever you like. And so, head over there, use the code ParkLane20 for 20% off plus free shipping. Right, Mr. Harry, I had to mute you because for some reason there's some weird background noise. But how are you doing?
I don't know why, but thank you very much for having me on. Looking forward to getting into it.
No problem. And Winnie, I'll unmute you as well because I had to figure out who was having the background noise. And how are you?
I thought I was in a lift. I wonder what that was then. That was so confusing. I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I don't know whether it's good that I've had a break from Spurs or not good that I've had a break from Spurs, but the only problem is I had to watch that dross yesterday, but, we can't all win everything, can we?
Yeah, just do what I do, mate, and don't bother and put a film on instead.
That is true.
Yeah. Mr. Callum joined during the intro. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Welcome to everybody on YouTube. Welcome to everybody on Twitch, and welcome to everybody that listens on their podcasts, because you guys are brilliant and keep up the good work. Right, let's crack into it. I want to talk really quickly about England, but real briefly for a minute. So I want to go around everyone first and just talk about the outrage that has been caused by Nike, because I think it's important to discuss these things, and with them being our sponsor, it's interesting to discuss, because every year they put out the same nonsense kits that are replicated across club, and then now they've decided to change the smallest of England badges on the back of the shirt. And I want to know what you all think. Are you outraged or are you not? Winnie, talk to me.
Not outraged in the slightest. To be perfectly honest, I'm as patriotic as they come. I'll religiously watch England, even if I don't want to. I watched it yesterday, even though it's a nothing game. And I've followed England away, at home, and I really couldn't give a shit, mate. It's, do you know what I mean? It's not as if they've replaced the Three Lions for fucking donkeys or something. Do you know what I mean? All they've done is just made a variation of colour of the St. George's, and I can understand the outrage to a degree, but me personally, I really couldn't give a shit. Couldn't care less. What I will say is the kits they've brought out, the home and the away kit, are two of the nicest kits I think England have brought out in a very, very long time, especially the away one. And I will be getting that one. I won't buy the home one purely not because of the outrage of the St. George's Cross, but just purely because I won't buy it. But for me, I really don't care, mate.
No, fair enough. I think I sit on the same boat as you. I'm actually more outraged at the outrage than I am at the incident itself. Because I think, honestly, people... Look, first, we talked about fans last week, and I'm not going to go on about it again. But this just, takes the biscuit, to be quite honest. Because I thought Spurs fans were bad. But this is absolutely unbelievable that you would get this upset over something so minuscule and something so irrelevant. It doesn't even mean anything. Some of the comments I have seen going around where people have stated what the colours are for, it means literally nothing, and it does nothing. It's a little bit of fun, and as everyone said online, no one mentioned this. When the 2012 Olympics, and they defaced the Union Jack, for God's sake. But anyway, Harry, what are your thoughts on this incident?
Yeah, for me, it isn't as big issue as people are making out. For Nike played it right, because people are missing the real issue here, and that is the sky-high prices and the significant increase. We look at the kids' prices, that's absolutely insane. There's no way I'd even consider getting the England kit at that price. It's an absolute rip-off, and that is a real issue here. Talk about petitions and outrage. Everyone should come together to protest against those prices, in particular the junior prices. Should it be reversed? Yeah, probably. I'm not that keen on myself, but if you look at the kit overall, it's quite nice, especially the away kit for me is. A home kit is always similar, like it is with every club, but away kit for me is a lot better. But people are picking the wrong battle for me. The battle here is with the prices, and I expected pressure to be piled on, but people seem to have ignored the prices, which is very strange because anyone in this country is very keen to jump on the bandwagon when it comes to prices. So for me, they've missed a trick here, and they're focusing on a little bit of a design. I think it's awful, absolutely, yeah, but I suppose it keeps it different. But overall, the prices is the main issue here, so it's a non-story.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think they have done very well, Nike, because if you look at their share prices, they need to increase the price of the shirts by a flipping huge amount to be able to, get back some of that money. But Callum, do you mind? Do you care? Are you going to say anything different to anyone else?
I will be my usual self and say with England, I don't give a flying fuck about what they do on any count, to be honest, mate. You know me, I'm always club over country unless it comes to a European competition or a World Cup. And to be honest, I think the way that Thomas said in his message of 707 today, I think he meant to put flag. I think he put a different letter to start it off, which I thought was bloody brilliant. The St. George's so-and-so. So, but yeah, I understand what they tried to do. It was trying to do diversity. It was trying to meet a quota somewhere along the lines. As we know, England has always been red and white for their flag, and yeah, it's just one of them. A kit's a kit. I don't give a fuck what's on the kit. If we play crap football, it doesn't matter what kit we're playing in. We're still playing crap football like last night. So yeah, it's the pricing which has been the issue, but it's the whole cost of money, full stop, in football right now, which has been astronomical, and it's been a whole thing around PSR and everything that clubs are doing where they're recording massive profits, and even England showing huge profits and not giving anything back to the fans. So I think it's something that's going to be brought up with that regulatory committee that will be set up when it finally gets done, which they've been promising for the last couple of years. Let's put it that way. Yeah,
no, fair enough, mate. It looks like the people in the chat are saying the same thing as well. Pretty much everybody is saying. Sorry, I was just reading Thomas's comment, and for those that are listening, because I do like to explain it, he called it the St. George's slag, but I think he meant flag. So we'll let you off, Thomas, for that. But I do want to shout everybody out that's in the chat, because Jay was in at 5:32 today, and he said to Winnie that he's had McDonald's for his tea. So there we go.
I had a McDonald's too. Amazing. This is perfect.
Amazing. Lovely.
I had Five Guys today, if that counts.
Someone's earning too much money.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, this is the only one that I'm going to have for probably about the next month and a half, unless I need to get a mortgage on a kidney or an arsehole, something like that. You never know.
Barney had smoked salmon sandwiches with cream cheese and a bit of lemon.
Very posh.
That's afternoon tea, ain't it? That's afternoon tea with your nan, isn't it?
Love that.
You'd be lucky if you get that around my nan's house. But anyway,
Martin's sitting in the kitchen at the moment in a box. She's got a nice little shelf to herself, so that's all right.
Brilliant.
Anyway, move on. So Barney has asked, does Van de Ven come straight back in, or does Dragoshin get another chance? We weren't going to go to Tottenham just yet, but I will go to you on this one, Callum.
Oh, who have we got? We've got Luton, haven't we? I'd say probably it wouldn't make an eightpence worth of difference for me. I know you guys covered it last week, but the problem wasn't with the defence. It was with the midfield. That was the whole problem. It's what everyone has said across the Spurs Twitter sphere and wherever else it is. So I would appreciate having Van de Ven back. Whether he is ready or not, I don't know. We haven't had much info on the hamstring injury since it happened in that game, but I don't think Drago did that bad against Fulham. He came in, played against Villa, did well, came in against Fulham were just so much better than us on the day. So I don't think it makes any difference with it. If we was out of Van der Ven and Romero, then I'd say then definitely I'll play Dragusin. But if he's alongside Romero instead of Van der Ven, yeah, just let him play it out. Don't rush Van der Ven back for a game against poxy Luton. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Winnie, do you think the same?
I think Thomas has made a good point there, saying that Luton play long balls over the top. So I think that would probably suggest that Van der Ven would be a good fit to come back in for the balls in behind. Because as we know, if that's going to be their game plan, then we kind of need to shape up to kind of combat that. I don't think Dragusin done anything wrong, in my opinion. So I wouldn't drop him for that reason. I would drop him for the fact that I think that it may be a better suit for Van der Ven to come back in. And if I'm honest, I think Dragusin knows his role in this club with Van der Ven and Romero being our starters, and he needs to wait for his kind of time to come back in. But yeah, so I think if Van der Ven's fit, just get him straight back in.
Yeah, fair enough. And Winnie, Thomas had pasta for his tea, just so you're aware.
Nice. What, just pasta on its own, or and it's a spaghetti emoji, like a bolognese emoji. So I'm guessing that. But if it's just pasta on its own, like we need to have a chat.
Fair enough. I haven't even had my dinner yet. Anyway,
that's not good.
No, Harry, what do you reckon? Van der Ven, Dragusin, do you think it'll matter against Luton?
Well, of course it matters. It's a Premier League game that we want to win if we get top four. It's as simple as that. So you want to go the strongest possible 11. However, you don't risk a player. Oh, Johnny, I'm not even going to give you the time of day. It's pathetic. You don't watch Tottenham. So simple as that. You watch just the match of the day when we lose. But yeah, for me, against Luton, you play Van der Ven, he gets injured and misses crucial home games against City, Arsenal, misses the trip to Stamford Bridge, West Ham coming up. Anfield, St James's Park. You just can't take that risk for me. Dragusin, I thought done okay against Fulham, and I'm going to bring up, like Winnie did, the comment from Thomas, but actually disagree. I think balls over the top suit Dragusin more, is more physical for me. Of course, Van der Ven's recovery pace is great. If the ball's played on the floor, then I'd want Van der Ven in the defence. But ball over the top, Dragusin for me has more physicality, is stronger. So I want Dragusin in that side. But don't even need to think about that. I think there's no point risking him.
Yeah, I don't really think there's enough pace to cause our back line too much issues. It's not like they've got prime Andros Townsend playing for Luton. Do you know what I mean? They've got chicken feet eating Andros Townsend.
I know what you mean, but it still causes problems. We've seen with Tottenham that the Andros Townsend will put ball in the box, our defenders will panic. Fulham, okay, they've got a few good attacking players, but a lot of them are past their best. Willian, Iwobi, have had okay, if not good career, especially Willian. But they're coming towards the end of their time, 2-3 years left, and we still make them look like prime Messi or Ronaldinho. So don't write it off, Andros Townsend.
Well, as long as they've just got prime Theo Walcott, which was dog shit from day one at Southampton to when he finally died, that Andros Townsend's playing like that, then it's all right, because he was just shit.
Can we just confirm he's not actually dead?
Yeah, it's not breaking news.
We do not need
my sources at the moment are confirming otherwise.
Right. So I want to talk last bit about England because I was listening to Talk Sport, which is always a regretful incident in my life, to be honest, on Friday evening, and that clown, who I can't remember what he's called, but he's probably one of the biggest idiots that exist, but I think he's a Chelsea fan. You'll know who I'm talking about. He stated the other day that Cole Palmer is miles better than James Maddison, and he should be going to the Euros over him. And I was just intrigued to know what everyone's thoughts were on the situation. And also, as a caveat to that, why doesn't Southgate pick James Maddison? Is it because he doesn't suit his squad? Or is it because, he doesn't fit the positions that Southgate likes to play? That's what I kind of want to know. So Harry's got his hand up, so I'll go to you first.
I would love to answer this first. Sorry,
There's
Over
my
here,
hand.
I felt like a little classroom. But for me, I'm assuming it was Rory Jennings. I can't confirm because I didn't listen to it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Comes out a lot of nonsense, but I'm going to agree to an extent. I think Cole Palmer has to be in there regardless. Yeah, we shouldn't have Henderson in there. We shouldn't have players in there. If I'm honest with you, Cole Palmer comes before Gallagher, and if it's based on form, then he comes before Maddison. I love Maddison, class him until he got injured. But if we're basing it on form, and since he's come back, then it's chalk and cheese between him and Cole Palmer. So I have to agree with that statement at this moment in time. If it was picked today, it would be Cole Palmer over Maddison. Well, it wouldn't be over Maddison, be over the rest of the players, Southgate's favourites that are in the team. If I had to choose between the two right now, it would be Cole Palmer.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Thomas said Rory Jennings would have said it with Adi Aladepo. The show was Thank Football. It's Friday. There we go. So it was him. Winnie, what I don't like about this situation is if I was, playing Cole Palmer, I'd be playing him as a wide player, and I wouldn't be playing James Maddison as a wide player. Yet Southgate would play James Maddison as a wide player, and he would struggle in that system. Is it that he doesn't fit in the system is why he doesn't get picked, or is it just to do with favourites?
I think everyone knows that Southgate's got his favourites. Hence how Jordan Henderson has come straight back into the fucking squad. When he's clearly not good enough, and he's obviously sold his soul to go and do what he's done, which if that's his decision, that's fine. But he should not be getting picked, but he does. So look, it's one of those. I think with Madders, Cole Palmer, by the way, is nowhere near as good as James Maddison. Nowhere near. Can he be in the future? Potentially, but is he right now? No, he couldn't even lace Madders' right boot, and it's as simple as that. For me, I think Madders is one of the most gifted England players currently in talent-wise. What he can do with a football is incredible. What he can do with a ball is incredible. So I think with Madders, it's because he potentially doesn't fit the system. If you look at a 4-3-3, where does Madders fit in that? Like, he plays him out wide. He played him when he drafted him into the squad and played him on left wing. Madders was dog shit. But that's not his fault because he's not a left winger. And if you look at a flat three, or not necessarily a flat three, I just think he just doesn't play in that system either. And I mean, who he would displace in that three also, because I mean, Bellingham would be in there, Rice would be in there, and I mean, I don't know who the other one may be. But either way, I don't think Madders fits in the system, unfortunately. But the sooner we get a better manager for England, the better, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree, because if you're looking at any kind of attacking midfielder in that squad, it's going to, or, what would probably be box to box with Jude Bellingham is Jude Bellingham plays 100% of the time when he's fit. Like, there's no doubt about that, and no one can tell me otherwise. But I do agree with you. Like, it's got to be to do with his system, because I also think you're right. I also don't think Cole Palmer is anywhere near as good as James Maddison currently at this moment in time.
Well, but on form, what we've seen.
Well, the thing is that James Maddison's just come back from a serious injury, so of course Cole Palmer's going to be playing better. But James Maddison had a better season than Cole Palmer, in my opinion.
We agree to disagree.
Look at the first 10 games, and then look at, let's say, the last 10 games.
He looked good, but Cole Palmer, Smith's done it consistently throughout the season. There's a difference there.
I don't think it's consistent at all. I think start of the season he was slow to get going at Chelsea, like everyone was at Chelsea. I think with the opening 10 games of the season, he probably barely touched the ball.
I wouldn't agree. I think he was a shining light through a very dark tunnel, but we agree to disagree.
Fair enough. I'm going to actually look at the stats of the opening 10 games of the season to find
Come back to me, Luke, anytime. You have my number.
Yeah, but Harry, you can mention anything you like, but you literally have no stats to back it up.
Nor do you, mate. Go on then.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to have a look for. But you're acting like you already know what's happening.
Come back to me. You're the one who's making the point sitting here. James Maddison's got better potential. Come back and back that up then.
That's not what got said either.
We said Cole Palmer's got more potential. Potentially.
So I switched off. I completely switched off.
Callum, who's better?
You're talking about two different. Pardon?
No, I thought you'd gone to sleep then.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I was processing it. We're talking about two very good players, and I think the dynamic with Maddison is that he can play a lot more variety through the centre, whereas I see Cole Palmer more as your sort of one of your front three men going up there if you play the front three that Southgate does. Just to link it back to Rory Jennings, I think he's a wanker, first and foremost, so his opinion counts for shit. And once again, Cole Palmer was he was making Chelsea look like a shiny turd at the moment, at the start of the season, and still is. Only him and Gallagher have done anything for them. But if you go on the principle of proven quality, then you go with Maddison, because I think this is Palmer's probably first breakout real season when he's gotten out of Pep's shadow at City. So if you go on potential, I'd probably say that Palmer maybe has the higher ceiling, but something where at this time I would say Maddison's probably the better all-round player. But the problem is you've got players like Foden, Palmer, Maddison, they all play in that 10 role, which Bellingham does have for England, because Southgate does play this negative crap of three in the middle with one attacking and two defensive players that drop into God knows how many defenders at the back, and we still can't defend for it. So that's the problem. You've got a very negative setup with very good players. And when you think back a couple of years, a prime Gascoigne, someone like that reminds me of, who had a lot of creative flair, but because they didn't fit the mould of England, what we wanted to play, that they didn't get in there, like Ward-Prowse or someone like that. I would happily take all of these players away to these competitions, but because of the negative football that Southgate does play, then you get 6 to 8 creative 10s or 8s, as you could put them, who are being neglected because tosspots like Henderson, Kobe Mainu, and other idiots like that getting in because they fit that narrative of playing for big clubs. So they have to get into the starting lineup of England favourites under Southgate, when you think Maguire should never be near England again, Sterling should never be near it again, Henderson far gone, Rice only because he's doing well for Arsenal for his £100 million price tag gets in. A lot of players should not be in this England squad, and that's how negative and turgid England is at the moment. It's why I'd always take club over country at the moment, because I cannot stomach this bullshit that we've put up for the last... How long's Southgate been there now? 6 years? 8 years? And we've done fuck all with the same players that have just not been dropped out and new stuff brought in. And then when he does bring someone in, it's not based on because they've done well. It's, oh, they're a Man United player, let's throw them in there. Ooh, look, they play in the top 6 club. I don't care if Spurs players get in there or not. You bring people in because they're doing well. And the problem is he don't. He's got his favourite idiots, so he continues to do. So it's... I know I've probably gone on a rant and gone right the way far from Maddison and Palmer, but like both of you, like both H and you have said, Luke, if you get a chance, you take both of them to the Euros, you have both of them in the same squad, but you play them in their right positions. You know that Palmer can be a lot more offensive across the front three, whereas Maddison has to be deeper behind them. So if you're creative and a good enough manager to get both of them in there and have, say, a Bellingham in there with, say, a Rice behind them, then fuck me, England can do brilliantly, and that would be amazing. And then you've got the options of Saka and Foden and Kane, all them to throw in there. But if you insist on playing this negativity, then this is where you're going to clash, where you're going to have Palmer and Maddison against each other. You don't want them against each other. You want them playing together to make England the best possible team they actually are.
No, fair enough. Fair
Right,
enough. Yeah, that was a good one. And to be fair, mate, you gave me enough time to find the first 10 game information, and I've only written down the fancy football points because that was the quickest and easiest way that I could do. But in the first 10 games, Cole Palmer scored 29 points, James Maddison scored 63 points. And
like I said, he had a better start to the season, but we're talking about consistently over the season. Compare their points though.
James Maddison went out with an injury, a long-term injury.
Yeah, okay. Well, what can Cole Palmer do about that? He hasn't been the same player since, Luke.
Anyway, let's move on. Right, so let's talk Luton. So next game up.
Fit place. Never want to go there again. Bye.
We're at home to Luton. We're coming into this after a loss against Fulham, and quite a lot of controversy sparked from a lot of Spurs fans across the Twitter sphere. So, kind of want to know how we go with this, in terms of the starting lineup. So, Winnie, do you think we change anything in terms of the starting lineups going into the Luton game?
Oh, it's a difficult one. I have been very disappointed with Basuma, as I'm sure quite a few Spurs fans have. And I'm not sure if you've all seen his country manager came out and absolutely slated him and said that he's not good enough to be in here. He's not playing well, so he's not getting picked. So I think he's got a lot to prove. So I think I would maybe make that change. I would bring Bentancur back in. And as we said before, I would if Van der Ven is fit, I would get him straight in there. I think you got to be playing your best 11. And I know we say we don't want to risk him, and I get that, but every game's important. I know it's only Luton, with all due respect to them, but we still need to make sure we win the game, because we are in a precarious position now where we are lingering around the top four. We were lucky in that Villa failed to beat West Ham. So we are still one win from getting back into the top four, obviously after our terrible game against Fulham. So it's a weird position. So we need to be picking up. This is if all we've got to do is look at April and tell me why we don't take Luton at home seriously, because we're at a great risk of picking up 0 points in April with Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. So we need to be very, very careful. So I would play the strongest 11, and for me, if Van der Ven is available, he comes in, and I would probably drop Basuma and put Bentancur back in. But either way, it's a game we should be winning, a game I expect us to win. So fingers crossed, I am correct.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, actually, because I probably would have done the same thing. And I was thinking about Yves Basuma, not only because obviously he got sent off against Luton in the reverse fixture, but also because I think he's that one player in that midfield three that should get rotated with Bentancur, because as bad as Bentancur has been since he's come back from injury, I also think Basuma has been just as bad, to be honest with you. But just to make everybody aware, I did not write Harry Redknapp. That was clearly Callum. So, Callum, coming to you then. What do you think the lineup should look like?
I think I'm probably going along the same lines as Winnie. It's definitely going to be midfield rotations if you're going to do it. And I think it was quite interesting where the Mali coach came out this week and he actually stated about Basuma being dropped, saying that he shouldn't be. But, well, you have dropped him, so there is something behind it. And Basuma is definitely the one that I think is the option where it's got to fall away. And if you are going to play, say, Sarr, Maddison, it then gives you the choice of obviously Bentancur, Højbjerg, or Skip. I think out of them three, and this is going to be really controversial, potentially someone like a Højbjerg could fall into there just to give you a bit of stability just to start off with. And I'm literally wanting to kick myself up the backside right now for actually saying it. But I think if you base it on how we've looked the last couple of games, we need some sort of stability just to give us a little bit of confidence, because our midfielders is where the issues are happening. But so if I was to put Højbjerg and Sarr in there, potentially you have Højbjerg as your anchor, Sarr as your more front-going one out the two, with Maddison then linking up with the front three. Fullbacks stay the same for me, and probably Van der Ven does come in because he would then be able to account for Højbjerg being not less than mobile on his Zimmer frame when he does get going. Then it would just leave... Controversially, I might drop Son. I think Son wasn't great last time against Fulham, so potentially Werner, Kulusevski, and maybe a Richarlison. just to see how that goes, and have Son off the bench with Johnson as another option as well.
Oh my God, this is controversial. Jesus. So wait for a minute. So Højbjerg's coming in, Son's being dropped. That's the headline of
Yeah.
this. We're clipping that, and that's the headline. Son dropped, Højbjerg in.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I was actually going to mention Richarlison because I think that he could be a good player to have in this game. And I think, after he came off the bench in the last game, hopefully he'll be fit enough to start.
Can I just ask, just to throw a bit, just to go on the back of the controversy, do you guys think that Son and Richarlison can actually play together in the same team? Because that's where my sort of thoughts come from. I don't think you can have both of them in your team. There's just no link up that I see possible there, and they've played together this season. And if anything, they both play very similar when they play up front, and because they switch between the left and up front, they're just getting in each other's way. There's no link up or wavelength there. That's why I'd say you've got to play one or the other. You can't play both at the same time.
As in, like, one plays on the wing and one plays up front?
Yeah. Whenever I've seen them play this...
Yeah, Callum's absolutely spot on. Richarlison doesn't score when Son's in that team, and vice versa. They get in each other's way, and someone that when you're at the stadium, you see it. They both want to drift to the left, and they get in each other's way. It's been a big issue all season, so I completely agree with Callum.
Did Richarlison score against Newcastle? I'm just curious, by the way.
You can have a look.
I'm just curious. That's the only game that I can think of they both played in, to be fair. That's the only reason I brought it up.
I know a few people scored, but I can't remember if he did.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I think we're kind of blessed now, and I say this in a good way because we haven't been really like as of late. But if we need to put a Son out left and put a Richarlison up front, or a Werner out left and a Son up front, or a Kulusevski in the 10 and Brennan Johnson on the right, or Kulusevski on the right. You know what I mean? We are blessed with choices, and I think that's what we need to be grateful for. But in terms of Richarlison and Son, I mean, they are really, in my eyes, they are both centre forwards as such. They're both strikers, so they're gonna be doing the same things. They're gonna be making the same runs, and they're gonna be clashing. But I think if you should be able to put talent with talent. I use the term talent loosely with Richarlison, but he's obviously got something in there. Son's definitely got it in bags, but I don't know. I think it's something that we've seen before, and whether it works or not, we'll have to. Maybe the Luton game will be the time we see it.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone cares, and I'm not trying to start anything here, but he scored a brace in that game. I was just curious because part of me was like, oh, I remember Son skinning Trippier, and I was sure Richarlison scored, but that's just one game, right? Could be anything, but I don't agree that they can't play well together. I think it would be outrageous to drop Heung-min Son and play Timo Werner. But in a game that you have to win on the basis of we still want to finish as high in the league as possible, and we have to play our best 11. Whether that is Højbjerg due to his physicality, I don't know. It's not something that I would pick, but I can understand your reasoning about it, Callum. But let's move on and let's get our score predictions in. You've all had a bit of time. If everyone in the chat who's watching now gets their score predictions in for the Luton game, I know some of you have put it in before, but if you could put it in again now, so then we can just rattle through them. Does anybody want to go first with their score prediction?
I reckon H does.
I don't mind. 3-1 Spurs.
No, he's gone for mine. I should have got him first. Fuck's sake.
Right, 2-6, 3-1 Spurs.
I've ditched the negativity and start going for points.
Fair enough. Go for points. All about points. Callum.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1 as well, mate. I think we'll definitely concede. It'll probably be a fucking Ross Barkley free kick, 9-hour luck. So either that or an Andros Townsend repeat. So either players that were linked with us or old players who played for us that score against us is always the way.
Callum, I'm going to bring this up quickly because you were at no advantage if you go the exact same score as Harry, just so I'm aware. Just so you're aware.
I know. Literally, I'm fucked on all these tables.
Technically anymore.
Oh no, I don't give a flying fuck about any of these tables anymore, mate. I just turn up here on the odd occasion. I just have to get my quota in for the month, don't I?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. If you don't get any quota in, you get sacked.
Pretty much, I get dropped to the reserves. I go to H's show on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Winnie,
Love it.
what are you going for?
Oh, do you know what? There's part of me that, yeah, fuck it, go on. 4-1 Spurs.
Woo! Go on, lad.
It's only because me and H are taking your one, mate, so you had to think a goal more or a goal less, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much. No, 4. Can I change it?
What?
4-2.
Okay. It doesn't. I don't think that puts you any more advantage. So I'll allow
I'd love it to be 4-1 now. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Jay has said 4-0, but then he also said, oh no, that was Thomas said 3-1. Barney said 2-1 Spurs. Oh wait, no, Jay did say 3-1 eventually. He said 4-0, but changed his mind. So he's gone 3-1. Barney's gone 2-1. Johnny has said 5-1. Been saying it for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Thomas also went 3-1. So definitely some goals in this game. The question is, what will I go for?
I see how you've tactically gone last. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you still can't work out what you want to go for, can you? You've had all the time in the world. Jesus.
No.
Mm.
2-0 Spurs.
Solid. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good shot.
I just can't see us not conceding. That's the problem. That's the concern I always have at the moment, that I just know that until after this season goes, I think we're still going to concede with this style. That is the major problem for me. We cannot keep a clean sheet. And I know we did against Villa, but Jesus, that was our first one since I think it was the Nottingham Forest game on the 12th of December, something like that.
Wow.
So nearly 3 months. I just can't see it.
No,
fair enough. Well, we'll see who gets what points. To be fair, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I went first, didn't I? Out of fairness, to make it fair on everyone. So just depends on how I'm feeling. JJ has gone for 3-2 Spurs. So goal fest. Do you know what? I think if we concede, I think we concede multiple goals.
Yeah.
Dave's put his score prediction in.
How is he already? What's he gone for?
4-1.
4-1.
For fuck's sake.
Outrageous.
I said 4-2. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. You're okay.
Right. So we've got a 2-0 Spurs for me, 4-2 Spurs for Winnie, 4-1 Spurs for Dave, 3-1 Spurs for Harry, and 3-1 Spurs for Callum. Have I got all that right?
I think so.
Perfect. Right. Before we finish up, I just want to mention a couple of things. So we're going to talk about FPL in a second, but I just want to mention to everyone about our Pro Clubs stream that we now do every week. It's now over on Twitch. So head over to twitch.tv/Park Lane Podcast. It's not hard to find, or just search Park Lane Podcast, Twitch into Google and so on, and you'll find it. This week, last week we were on Monday. This week we're going to be on Wednesday. So Jay and Barney and everybody else, Thomas, it's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. And we are going to have a special guest who's going to be joining us unless they let me down. But we've got loads of players now. So we've got me, Winnie, we've got Kirk, we've got Andrew, we've got Kieran, and then special guest. And then even Big Dave is going to be joining us in a couple of weeks' time. So everybody's playing. We've got at least 6 players, potentially 7. So it's going to be really, really good fun. It was awful last week, so it can't be any worse than that. You can't lose pretty much every game. But we will try. Right. Let's talk FPL. So has anybody made any changes? Because I got really confused with my FPL this week, because last week I did my free hits. And
already done mine.
And I forgot there hasn't been a FPL week. So I got proper confused when it came to this week's FPL because it was still showing last week's squad. But I've got a few people injured and I'm not sure exactly what to do. Harry, what changes have you made this week?
For me, in terms of transfers, I bought in Manice. It makes sense with Sheffield United away and the form he's in. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Bye Haaland. Never seems to do well for me, so out he comes. Also brought De Bruyne out as well. I can't remember who I brought him in for. Douglas Luiz. Because as I said, I think City will finish third in the league, and I think that's credit to Liverpool and Arsenal. So I am taking the City players out. You talk about injuries, got Doherty and Saka here, but I both expect them to play the next game. We're going to go with captain in Cole Palmer. I'm feeling quite confident, to be honest with you. I don't know why I've got a Spurs defender in there. I need to take him out. We always concede, but apart from that, we'll be okay.
No, fair enough. Anyone else made any changes? I'm not going to ask Callum because he doesn't care anymore. I don't even think he still knows his password. But Winnie, any changes you're going to make to your FPL this week?
I don't think so. I may do. I haven't looked at it yet, but I mean, I've got bloody a back three of Estepinian, Udogi, and Pedro Porro, so I probably need to do something with that.
I was going to say, literally, both us and Brighton can't not keep clean sheets. So, I mean, literally, you're going to lose points straight there and then.
So that's probably something I will address. I do have Saliba on the bench. But, I mean, I'm
Man City away, though. They're not going to keep a clean sheet against City.
I don't know why I've got him on the bench because I never pick Arsenal players, but, you know.
Yeah.
It was cheap and easy.
Does anyone have that rule where they won't pick any Arsenal players just based on that?
I usually do, but I've got Saliba sitting in on the bench, so I must have had a little weak moment.
Why do you think Dave's in the title race, if you like, in the top two? Because he picks a load of Arsenal, Chelsea players. He does all of that, but you've got to be evil to win as well. So I'll start doing it now. The Arsenal players out, go some Spurs players. I've got a doggy in there at the back, but the only reason I'm going to keep him in is I'm thinking Luton without a bio out. If they have Doherty out, obviously a big attacking source for them. And I think obviously Luton are vulnerable defensively, so I fancy the doggy to get an assist. That's only why he's in there. But that team there is capable of scoring 70 points, so feeling confident.
Nice. The only player I might take out actually is Ben White because I absolutely can't fucking stand him at all. And
he's scored the most out of any defender, I think, this season.
I know, but that's why he keeps in. But I honestly can't stand him. Like,
take him out this week.
He's just a wanker. Just a wanker.
City away, it makes sense to bring him out this week, to be honest, if you're going to do it.
But I don't know how many transfers I've got, so I'm going to have a look at that. Anyway, quick roundup of the table before we finish up. So Dave is still in first place, 1,676 points. He's got just under a 30-point lead, 27-point lead over Shan Mohit of 1,649 points. Then we've got Al Malone, Juan Sancho. Then we've got Brady Paul, Jack Johnson, and then me in 8th position, 1,558 points. Then Emmanuel in 9th, and then Winnie in 10th. Then we drop down to 14th, where we've got Mr. Scarf. And then 16th, where we get to Callum. And the only reason Callum's not bottom is because Thomas joined so late. He's only on
how close is the gap? Come on, it can't be a lot now.
There's quite a lot, probably like 500 points, 530 points, because Thomas is only on 734 because he joined so late. But, you know.
Anyway, still not bottom, motherfuckers. There we go.
Yeah, you're not far off, to be fair. We got 6 points last week. But anyway,
and
that kind of wraps us up for today. So good to see so many people, saying that they're going to be there on Wednesday night to watch us on Twitch. So thank you very much for that. Jay, we need you to get a Twitch account. So ask your mother, ask your father, sign up to Twitch so you can watch us and comment because we missed you without the comments last week. So anyway.
Massively.
Yeah, that kind of wraps us up. Harry, who have you got on your Monday night show this week?
Thank you very much for having me on once again. Absolutely testing my memory. I know that Billy T's on this week, so it should be a good one. We talk all things international break. We'll preview the summer transfer window. Talk about, again, the season ticket prices, etc. But I know I've definitely got Billy T on this week. The rest is take your pick. But no, it should be a good show this week. Got 3 or 4. So really looking forward to it. Yesterday, I launched the channel merch, which will be available until the 14th of April. So thank you everyone who's expressed their interest and bought it so far for £25. Same quality as like you get your football kits, and we've seen with sky high prices, this is your alternative. Free name, number on the back, free delivery, quick delivery. So go check that out as well. You follow me there, Harry Scarf 22 to see it, or go check out my channel, Scarfy Spurs Talk, because today was promoting day, so you can go check it out. I'm sure you'll be able to find some for. But thank you very much for having me on once again. Also, go check out got England content now, match previews, match reactions, Premier League shows every Tuesday 7 p.m, every Wednesday 8 p.m. So yeah, also check that out. The England match reaction done really well, so thank you for that. And we'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully talking about a win, but you just can't guarantee it with Tottenham.
No, exactly, mate, exactly. Callum, how can everyone find you?
Cheers for having me on as always, mate. It's at CallumStubbs97. Obviously, I have been absent. I probably will remain absent for the next, say, month or so, but hopefully I should be back theoretically come April, May time towards the end of the season.
Yeah, just when the football finished.
No, Euros kick off, and then I'll be slandering Southgate all the way through the summer. So it'd be wonderful. I will keep my very strong opinions to myself until then, and then God help the world. But no, as always, mate, thanks for having me on, and it was good to be back, and good to be on here with you boys.
No problem, mate. Thank you very much. And Winnie, the big man, looks after us on our FIFA sessions. How can everyone find you?
Yeah, Winnie1991 on Twitter. Just the usual bullshit. Follow, go. If you're not subscribed and liking videos and all sorts on this channel, make sure you go ahead and do it. Same with Scarfy as well. He's really promoting other different content and stuff like that. So and it's really good stuff. So go and check that out as well.
Thank you.
And more importantly, obviously not more importantly in a bad way, H, but make sure everyone is there on Wednesday, checking out our stream for the FIFA Pro Clubs. Over obviously on Twitch and on it's not going to be on YouTube, it's on Twitch. We did explore the opportunity to try and do it on both, but we just don't think it's possible. So it is Twitch, unfortunately, for now. And hopefully everyone can come over there and check us out, because there was a few absentees on last week's show and it was noticeable, so whoever wasn't there for whatever reason, please try and make sure you're there this week cheering us on.
But you missed me on there, mate. Yeah, did you miss me with my usual commentary?
I missed you. Luke probably didn't miss you.
I missed the views, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Luke was just happy because I didn't get to see how shit he played as usual. So it was quite peaceful for me as well that night.
I need to play you at some point. I think I'll turn you over. So I'm looking forward to that day, whatever it may be.
Yeah, to be fair, you are right, Winnie. Make sure that everybody checks it out and comes over, because, as you say, we did miss you all, and it's good to have everyone on board. There is a chance that it could be on demand on YouTube straight afterwards. I'm looking at the possibilities of that, but we do want to see you live, and we enjoy you watching us, commenting along, and all the rest of it. And to be fair, we get battered most games, so if you like watching us get battered, then tune in. This week we're going to turn it around, then, Winnie, aren't we? Anyway,
I think so, mate. I've got a good feeling we've got. Oh. All right, cut me off there, mate. Nice one.
I think we got a delay, Winnie.
Yeah, the delay. I think you do have a delay. Yeah.
What's it like working off your dongle, mate? What's it like using a dongle? Is it all right?
I don't want to speak. Leave me alone.
Right. Anyway, before we go back and forth, hello. Look, thanks to everyone for tuning in once again. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like as well, because I forgot to do all of that as usual. If you're listening on any podcast platform, again, thank you very much. Make sure you are leaving us a 5-star review, because they really do help, and we really do appreciate everybody. Until next time, thank you all very, very much for tuning in. We'll see you next Sunday night, 7 p.m, or come and join us on Twitch Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on.